boys and girls. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and got to get outside and play and enjoy yourself. Today, we are going to review everything that we will learn for the week. So, our class story for this week is called Alastair and Kip's Great Adventure. Now, this is a really, really good story because this week we will be reviewing plot, and we've already done plot, so remember, that's why I said reviewing. Remember, it's the events that happen in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. That's the plot of the story. So this story is a really good story to review plot, okay? So you're going to read that story. I will put it on Facebook as soon as I'm done with this. Keep reading it and going over it. And I'm sure your classroom teachers will go over it with you as well. Our story, individual story that you all will be reading is this one. It's called A Busy Day. It's called actually Max and Jane, A Busy Day. Now this is on our Pearson Reading website. Everyone should be able to read this by now. If you look at, it's a lot more now. It looks like first grade work, doesn't it? But everyone should be able to read this, and if you can't read it, remember, just sound it out. Okay? So it's getting a little bit harder. And there are other stories that we put on as well, parents. If those stories are too hard, there's also some easy stories on there as well. And if that story is too easy, there's also harder stories that we also put on that website as well. This week we're going to review this letter. Everyone should know this letter. This is the letter U. Okay? U is a vowel. We're reviewing vowels again. So the letter U makes a sound, a short sound, like umbrella. And it makes a U sound, like unicorn. And I don't have a picture of a unicorn, but it makes a U sound. So this week we'll go over words. We're going to listen for words that have that short U in the middle of the word. We're going to listen and look for the words that have the short U in the beginning of the word. And you're also going to listen for the long U in some of the words. Now, I wrote some words down for you today. So here are some words that we can go over. Oh, I got cut off. Hold on one second. Mrs. Young erased it, so I want you to be able to see it. So the first word is bus. Bus. Good job. And the second word is buzz. Do you hear the short U in the middle of the word? And the next word is cut. K-a-t. Do you hear the short U? And the last one I did was mud. M-a-d. Do you hear the short U? Excellent job. Now, I want to just go over the long U, because long U, a lot of times when we use it, has that silent E at the end, like Mrs. Parker went over. So this says, look at two vowels in the word. So when there's two vowels in the word, the first one is long, and the second one is what, boys and girls? Silent. Good job. So the word's going to be C-U-B. Cube. Can you all say that? Good job. And the next one, T. There's the two vowels again. What do? That's right. You say the long what sound? U. So you're going to say U. And then silent E. T-oob. Tube. Does everyone see that? Very good job. So I just wanted to remind you that the U has a silent E a lot at the end. So we're going to review that. Now, making the letter U, uppercase U and lowercase u, we'll be reviewing that as well. You need to remember, when we make the U, we start at the top, you curve it around, touch the bottom, and go back to the top. It doesn't have a kickstand, boys and girls, or a crutch. Lowercase U does, okay, because it's a little one, right? So under the broken line, you're going to make the curve and then pull that crutch down so that the U doesn't roll away. So only the lowercase U has the crutch. Okay? So again, we're going to review U, and U is a vowel. So that means that it has a long sound and a short sound. Long U is U, and short U is ah. So that's just a review. A lot of things we're going to do this week are just review. We're also going to talk about questions this week, okay? We're going to have sentences that end with a question mark. So you're going to see words like who, what, when, and where. Now, some of those are your sight words. So I'm going to encourage all of you to write some sentences this week asking a question with the question mark at the end. But remember some of your sight words that you can use. Who, what, when, where, or even how, okay? That's how you're going to start it. Like, who is in the car? I'm asking a question. Remember, those words are key words. What color is your hair? So do you hear the word what? So again, I'm going to challenge you and ask you to try and write some sentences using those sight words. Who, what, when, where, or how. And remember, we're going over questions this week. Okay. Before I get into one last thing with you, we're going to learn something new. So everyone should be able to identify their coins. I was just going to get it, but forget it. A quarter is worth how much? 25 cents. A dime is worth how much? 10 cents. A nickel is worth how much? 5 cents. And a penny is worth how much? 1 cent. So as long as your child can identify the coin and tell me the value, they're doing great. First grade, they'll go on and they'll learn more. So now we are going to teach the children time. Now all we do is introduce the clock to them. This is called an analog clock. And look, I have my clock with me. This is called an analog clock, okay? An analog clock has a big hand and a little hand. Does everyone see it? A big hand. See the big hand? See how it's different? Look at, see the size difference? So it has a big hand and a little hand. Does everyone see that? Good job. So the big hand, see the big hand? The big hand tells the minutes. The little hand tells the hour. See, little hand moves. So it just goes around and around, and that's how we get time. So this week, you're going to see the analog clock, and you're going to learn that there's a big hand. The big hand tells you the minutes, and there's a small hand. It tells you the hour. Now, whenever the big hand is on the 12, and parents, that's all we focus on right now in kindergarten. Big hand's always going to be on the 12. Whenever it's on the 12, you always say, oh, clock. So watch. When I read this, you're going to tell me, boys and girls, so we're going to keep the big hand on the 12. We're only going to use the little hand. Watch how easy this is. So what time is it? What time does the little hand say? Remember, the little hand gives us the hour. What number is this? 2. So guess what time it is? Because the big hand's on the 12. So you're going to say 2 o'clock. Good job. Look at this. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Remember, whenever the big hand's on the 12, you always say o'clock. What time is it? Look at the little hand. 6 o'clock. Good job. Look at next. Little hand, what time is it? 9 o'clock. That's how simple it is. So I have a great video that I am going to post after this, and you can watch it, and I'll post a whole bunch of time videos all week. And we will go over it with you, children, so don't worry about it. We're going to go over it with you. But this is all they need to know, parents. They just need to know that this is a clock. It's called an analog clock. We do have digital clocks. They'll see that in their math papers. But all you need to know is there's a big hand and a little hand. The big hand tells the minutes. The small hand tells the hour. And whenever it's on the 12, we always say, oh, clock. Okay? So we're going to work on this. We're only going to work on it for a short time because you get more into this in first grade. Our job is just to introduce the clock to you, okay? We're also going to talk about daytime and nighttime. Obviously, we know what daytime is, boys and girls. When the sun is out, right? It's daytime. And when it's nighttime, what comes out? The moon, that's right. So we're going to talk about daytime and nighttime. We're going to talk about the evening, and most of the time in the evening, boys and girls, the sun's about to go down. You're getting ready maybe for bed or having dinner. That would be the evening. We also will talk about the afternoon. You all know when the afternoon is, maybe after school or when you're at one of your sports or swimming. That's usually the afternoon. So that's what we're focusing on time this week. Again, I will post videos. Parents, please don't worry about it. They're just getting introduced to this. Again, they'll learn all of this in first grade. We don't even really have to show them because first grade does it, but we like to give them a little view of what to expect when they go to first grade. So this week for sight words, we don't have any sight words. We're done with kindergarten sight words. You have done such an amazing job. But I would like you to review. Again, I have a great video that I will share on Facebook, and it's just a review of sight words where the sight word comes up and your child has to yell it out loud. There's a bunch of them. So every day I'll post a different video, okay? There's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. I'm not sure if there's a phase 5, but I will put them all up so that you can practice all week, because on Friday, guess what? We're having a sight word test, okay? I'm going to give you this week 10 spelling words, because these sight words, not only should you be able to read them by just looking at them, you should already be able to spell them. Some of them are going to be easy, but then I'm going to challenge you and give you a few hard ones. So practice. Just because we didn't give you sight words this week doesn't mean you don't practice. Practice, okay? Finally, on Wednesday this week, I'm going to come back on Facebook, and I am going to do a writing assignment with you. This week, I'm going to ask you, what was the best part about kindergarten? So I'm just saying that to you now so you can think about it. So when I come back on Wednesday, I'm going to do this whole thing with you. We're going to do a writing assignment. I'm going to start it with you. I'm going to sound out words with you. And then when we're done, you get to draw your picture of yourself and the best part of kindergarten. And I'm going to do it as well. So again, we're going to do this all together. You don't have to do this by yourself. Parents, this is when you can put your child in front of the computer and they will see me, and I will be teaching them on Facebook. Again, I can't do it live because if I do, everything will be backwards. So I am going to video myself ahead of time so that everything will be correct, because I'm going to literally be doing the writing with them. They are going to write a lot on their own, but I'm going to help them and guide them and sound things out. So we have another busy week, but we only have 4 days. This is our last week of academic work. Yay! You all did such a good job. I know it was really tough for both parents and students, but you all really did a good job. I am so impressed of how many people have participated and passed in their work and have done everything. So after this week, we're going to do fun things. We're going to talk about like God's creations, all his little animals, and we'll talk about ocean animals and bugs and all kinds of animals, okay? So we're going to do fun things. We're going to do crafts. We'll do a few little writing things. But other than that, it'll be fun stuff, I promise. So I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye-bye.